Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. Today we're going to be talking about some mixed martial arts, clinching, how you can body clinch, as well as takedown techniques, and the types of grips to use for those situations. So check it out. All right, so when you want to close the distance in order to body clinch or even attack the double leg takedowns, it's important to understand the range so you don't get hit, right? So I don't want to be caught, let's say, just diving into body lock and eating a cross, for example, such as boom, walk into his punch, right? Or maybe an elbow from here, or even a knee, right? So as I move in right into a striking weapon. So you always want to level change to where you're actually going to shoot. So for example, if I want to shoot the legs, I would level change right in front of his legs, and if it's to the waistline, then I'm just going to slightly level change right to his waist, all right? So that's important to understand. Then the grips they're going to be using in order to clinch, once I attack to the body, it's important to understand the different types of grips. So maybe, for example, I go to the wrist, so you'll have, if you zoom in here, you'll have the S grip. So the S grip as such. You'll also have the palm-to-palm grip, right? Also known as the gable grip. And you'll have the seatbelt grip, right? Which is one palm around your own wrist, okay? So depending on where you're gonna attack and how wide the opponent is, sometimes you're gonna use the S grip, palm grip, or even the seatbelt grip, okay? If I wanna close the distance, sometimes in mixed martial arts, I wanna keep him busy. So maybe I'm gonna use a low push kick here to dive in. Sometimes if I'm a fighter who likes to side fight like this, maybe I'll use a low side kick before entering. Okay, that's not my style, but maybe that's yours. And other times, just a basic jab. So here, and then catches attention upstairs, so he lifts the elbows. And anything to keep him busy so he doesn't underhook me, okay? Now, when I clinch, it's important to understand that there are gonna be different positions. So one position is I'm gonna be able to wrap around his waist underneath both arms. Another position could be over both arms completely as such, right? Wrapping his arms and tying them up, right? This, I have to be really lucky for this. But other times it's gonna be maybe the near side arm as such, boom, and the other one is free. And sometimes it could be the front arm is free, but the back arm is gonna get caught from here as such, okay? So just so you understand, when you're gonna body lock and enter into the clinching zone, from there, the grappling range, you're gonna have different positions, but you don't always get to choose how you're gonna tie him up, all right? Sometimes it's after a punch, or maybe he's going for an underhook, or a whizzer, whatever it is. Okay, now we're gonna look at how we're gonna use the footwork. So the footwork, depending on how my opponent is gonna be standing, is gonna determine how I'm gonna enter my footwork. Okay, so let's start with the right lead, Alex. If he has the right foot forward and I have the left foot forward, we're both in the open stance, all right? Southpaw versus orthodox. So my lead foot is gonna step on the outside of his lead foot, and my back foot's gonna step right into the middle so I can lock him up, all right? So once again, this stance, left versus right, or in my case, I have the left, he has the right, step on the outside, and step on the inside with this one. Okay, now, if I'm also in the right lead, now same thing, I'm just gonna step across. Watch, step across and body lock from here. Okay, now, if Alex has the left lead and I also have a left lead, now my head's gonna stay on the outside. Step in the middle, inside his foot, and outside afterwards. Okay, once again, he has a left lead, I also have a left lead. Step here, 1 and 2. Very important. And if I have a southpaw stance, he has an orthodox stance. Same thing from here now. I'm going to step across, boom, and enter from here. Now, the main differences is wherever you step with your feet, whether it's on the outside or in the center, your head is going to go into that direction, all right, on the opposite direction. So for example, in the southpaw stance, step on the outside, head on the inside. Regular stance, step on the inside, head on the outside. All right, so if you understand those concepts, now you can start to mix and match how you're gonna shoot, whether it's to the body or to the legs, but you'll know where to place your feet as well as your head to finish the takedown. Now there's also a concept, or a technique I should say, because we use it as a technique, is the underhook, all right? So the underhook is always having one arm underneath his armpit as such, but he also has the same thing. So if we look at it here from this type of view, now when I pummel this one, he also does the same thing on the opposite side. And now we're each on the opposite side. And now as I pummel here. So this, we use this a lot as a drill when we practice, right? Always pummeling like this. But it serves the notion of always understanding you want to have an underhook on one side at least, and ideally bump him so I can have a double unders to get some body lock, body folds, and foot trip takedowns, okay? Talking about takedowns, let's look at a few examples shooting to the body, all right? So one example could be Alex has a southpaw stance, all right? And now you're gonna lock the lead arm. So as I start to get an angle here, I'm gonna lock up to the body, boom. And now as I clinch him here, I'm gonna use my waist to bring him off the mat and sweep his lead leg. 1 and 2, and now you would gain a side control position. Another example could be he has a left lead, and now from here I shoot in here, boom. And now I just flare him up and take him to the mat. One more example could be I'm gonna step across with this lead leg, underhook here, and as I turn, hip throw him to bring him to the mat. Maybe I body lock. As I step across and I lock him up here, I wanna go behind him. And now watch this. I'm gonna tani otoshi here to sweep him. As he falls down, regain my position so I can start attack maybe submission holds or gain the mount. We can also just shoot on the outside with his lead leg forward. And now as I body lock to here, boom, switch, and just pick him up from here. So there you have it, guys. Different examples of how you would want to clinch for mixed martial arts and take the fight to the ground. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. We'll see you
in the next video.
Take care.